Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Swagger video. Now CG just announced the 11th season of Grand Arena, all the feats and everything. So as always in this video I'll go through the feats, suggest some squads that you can potentially use to achieve them. They'll all be added to my Swagger for Life tool, so if you haven't seen it yet go and check it out, there'll be a link in the description below. But first, let's talk about fleets, because what CG just kind of slid into the post without any major announcements here. So if you missed it, let me just highlight it for you. So for all Division 1 and Division 2 players, what we will have to do is place 2 ships on defense in the upcoming Grand Arena. Now I don't know, is this just a one-time test for this season, or is this going to stay permanently going forward, that we'll have to keep placing 2 ships on defense. So let me switch over to the game now so we can actually see the situation with capital ships that we have available at the moment. Now in my case I always faced either Negotiator or Malevolence on defense. Nobody's really putting any more Chimera or Home 1 on defense. So I'm not sure what it means. Does it mean that majority of people will put both Negotiator and Malevolence on defense, or one of them and then maybe Akbar? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So definitely I think especially this first week will be quite interesting, trying to figure out what fleet you want to keep for defense, what you want to be put on offense. I guess if you want to play it safe, keep your Negotiator and Malevolence for offense, and I don't know, put Home 1 and Chimera on defense or something like that. I don't know, but it will be interesting because this will now actually give me opportunity to record more ships videos. So let me switch over to my Swagger for Life tool here. Now as along with the 5v5 counters, which will come in handy with upcoming season because it's 5v5 again. So again, if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. I'll also put a link in the description below to my counter tool. But now switching over to ships here, as you can see, majority of my ships video here is using Negotiator. That's because in my shard on both of my accounts pretty much everybody uses Negotiator. There's just a few people using Malevolence. So I've done a lot of videos how to use Negotiator. I've done as well here one finalizer video versus Home 1, and then started doing now Malevolence videos as well, now that I have a Malevolence at 7 stars. So this will now give me opportunity to do more kind of matchups using other capital ships that maybe we don't really get to use in arena. So personally I think it's a good step. We have a lot of capital ships now. So looking back in the game now, as you can see, like Raddus and Finalizer, they are good capital ships. If you have good ships, they can even take on Negotiator and Malevolence. Now for my testing, because I don't have them at 7 stars, I just couldn't get them to really work reliably to a point where I would feel comfortable using them. Looking at Raddus first, once you have Raddus 7 stars, you can max out this ability here, which at level 8 it will dispel all debuffs on all allies. And why is this key? Because both going against Malevolence and going against Negotiator, right at the beginning they will spread either buzz droids or daze and target lock on the field, and if you can't dispel those buffs at the beginning, you'll be fighting an uphill battle. And then going back here again, similar story with Finalizer here. If we look here at this one here, so at level 8, it also adds offense up for your allies. So it, again, boosts the defense out of the gate, especially for Tireless Silencer. And for my testing, without it offense up, Tireless Silencer just wasn't quitting quite as hard as he would need to, that he could actually make some big hits right out of the gate. So once I get both of these guys to 7 stars, which I'm not that close yet, slightly closer with Raddus, I think then it will be a bit more fun. But for now I'll just have to see from week to week and test how it goes. Alright, so with fleets out of the way, let's go back here to my Swagger for Life tool. So if I switch over to the Grand Arena screen in my tool here, so we got Season 11 now, and the format is 5v5, but with a difference that if you're in Division 1 or Division 2, you will need to place 2 fleets on defense as mentioned earlier. The theme here is Nightsisters, And for me, at least, it starts on 28th of September in the evening, the join period it is. But obviously, if you know somewhere in Australia or New Zealand, it'll start for you on the 29th of September. So just, depends on your time zone when it will actually start. But anyway, now looking at all the feats here, now there's a new feature in my tool here for the feats, which one of my Discord members suggested, and that is to now add also rewards for each of the feats here listed. So I've done that. Now again, CG unfortunately did not announce dates here for all the feats, but as they come live, I will make sure that the correct dates are shown. And as well, the rewards here I kind of trying to guess based on some of the old screenshots from feeds that I had, trying to guess what the rewards will be. But again, once feeds do become live, each of them, I'll make sure that the rewards here in my tool are reflecting accordingly and correct. So I'll just jump straight in. Now the first one here, you need to apply tenacity down 50 times in Grand Arena. Now usually these ones they last like 2 weeks. So I think this shouldn't be that much of a problem. Now you'll probably want to keep your Nightsisters for offense for this season, because all the feats are kind of Nightsister based. And Zombie here on her basic, she applies tenacity down, so obviously this will help you to get this feat quicker. Then here resistance, if you're using Ray here with BB8 on his basic applies tenacity down as well, and because he counterattacks, Ray calls him to assist. He'll be able to dish out tenacity down in each battle quite a few times. Now looking here at the rebels, both Commander Luke and Chewbacca, they can apply as well tenacity down, so this is a good team to try. And then you can, if you have your Sith Empire, Malak on basic applies tenacity down, and HK applies tenacity down on his AoE. So with one AoE, he potentially can apply 5 times tenacity down. And then finally, First Order here, Kylo on Must, he also on his basic applies tenacity down. And again, like BB8, he has a counter attack chance, so he gets to use his basic a lot. So I think this tenacity down feat should not be a problem at all to achieve. Now the next one here is Mortal Strike, and you have to gain critical chance 50 times. Again here, resistance team BB8 on his Illuminated Destiny, he applies amongst other buff, critical chance up to all allies. So you do that once per battle at least, so that's like already 5 times. Here with Rebels, you've got Han Solo on his Shoulder Shrug. He as well applies to everybody, critical chance up, and because he gets to go a lot, he potentially could do this 3 times, maybe 4 times in a battle. So that's like almost half of the feat already just by using Han Solo on offense. Then we've got Troopers here as well. Stark, he as well applies critical chance up on your guys. Again, he can do this 2-3 times in the battle, so I think this will be very easy. Then here, if you're using Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila applies a critical chance up. In most cases, you apply that on Yoda, which he can then spread again onto all allies, and he will do that 2 times, maybe 3 times in a battle, potentially again very quickly and easy achievable. And here we have finally Padme team. Now Jedi Anakin on his AoE, he also applies to everybody critical chance up, and Shakti on one of her special abilities, if she targets an attacker, that attacker will gain stealth and critical chance up. Okay, so moving further now, we got some Nightsister themed feats coming up. So the first one, you have to win a Grand Arena battle using Spirit and Zombie. I mean, it's a straightforward feat. You just use your Nightsister, either Talzin or Asajj, or Daka lead against whoever you normally take your Nightsisters. I lately been using Talzin lead to counter Geos. That's what I've been using mostly Nightsisters on offense. They're not quite beef enough to take on Grievous squads. If your Nightsisters are relic, then maybe you can use them on a Grievous team. Okay, on to the next one here. So this one, you have to basically use Grievous, Dooku, B1, B2, and Dredeka. Now personally, I don't like this feat, so I'm not sure will I go for it. I mean, you do get a nice portrait. If you're into Dooku, you will appreciate it, because I would normally use Dooku in a Newt squad on defense, and he's quite annoying on defense, and to waste him and also Grievous to use on offense. I like to use him on defense. I'm not sure I'll go for this feat or not, but anyway, this is a team that you basically have to use. They specify all 5 characters you have to use for offense to get this feat. Next one here, you have to use Asajj and Savage here. So again, it's kind of a Nightsister team mix with Savage. Again, not sure how viable this team would be up against Geos or somebody like that, but we'll see how it goes. Like, these kind of odd feats for me personally are hard to achieve because every banner counts. In Division 1 there is no really any more opportunity to kind of just fool around, so you have to be very efficient. The next one here is pretty much the same, but it requires you to have Talzin and Savage. So basically, it's kind of the same team. Whichever lead you want to choose, really doesn't really matter. But this one, it does give you a title that you can choose for, which is called Master of Ceremonies. So if you're into titles, this one might be interesting for you. Following on now, we got one where you have to win Grand Arena battle using Talzin and Dooku. So again, not big fan of this one because I don't know, I just like to use Dooku on a new team. But again, you basically can get your Nightsisters with Dooku, or you could do Dooku lead, for example, and throw in Droideka, because there is a nice interaction between Dooku and Talzin. Because with Dooku's lead, whenever enemies fall below 100% health, they get some debuffs on them, and Talzin's AoE ignores protection. So if you have a fast Talzin and she does her AoE at the beginning, everybody will fall below 100% health and they'll get debuffs on them. So that can be quite useful. And again, this one it rewards as long as obviously banners and tokens. It also gives you a title called Witch. So there we go. And now CG also started listing these non-themed feats in there, so I'll add them in as well. So you got your Underdog, where you have to win with Underside Squad, and these are the projected rewards. I'll actually see what kind of rewards are once it goes live. And then this one, Know Thy Enemy, which has 3 parts, but again, you have to win in first part, you have to win 5, 8, and then 12 Grand Arena battles with an Undersized Squad. And then these are the rewards. So tier 1, 150, 200, and 350 banners, and then 45, 65, and 100 tokens. So these are kind of rewards I think that were in previous one. Okay, so moving on here, the next one gives you Portrait of Daka, and all you have to do is win with 5 Nightsisters. So again, it's a straightforward and simple feat here. And then following on, next one requires you to win something with Sirius and Maul. Now both of these characters are quite outdated here, so I'm not sure if you can have an efficient win with them on the team. So if you're banner pinching, might be trickier. If not, then you can just put them here with the Treya. Whether they get killed or not, it doesn't really matter. Treya can handle Geos, just the 3 of them, so they can be just Sacrificer Lamp. If you want, you can lose banners, but you can get that feat. Or you could maybe do Pulp Vader, some sort of team there, depending on what's on defense. Following on, we have another portrait one, so you get a Spirit's Portrait as a reward if you achieve this one. And all you have to do is defeat 12 enemy units with characters who sought answers on Dathomir, and those are Ezra, Maul, Kenobi, Anakin, and General Skywalker. Now, Ezra and Maul, I'm not sure, you can put him in Jedi Squad, you can put Maul somewhere, but would they actually kill somebody? Well, that's probably, you would really have to try to target the kill, so maybe this is going to be the easiest one, just using Padme team, and, Anakin and Kenobi can, take some guys out, or here, you can do just guest solo and he can kill 5 characters all by himself. And for the final feat for season 11, so for rewards you get a title of Nightsister, and basically you can use Maul, Savage, or any of the Nightsisters really. So probably you will just want to use a Nightsister team of your choice to take out a team, and you can get a nice title. And again, these are the projected rewards. Again, I'll update them when this feat goes live. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Now, I'll put all of these feats on my Swagger for Life tool again, link in the description below. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out, so you can then anytime easily and quickly come and check the feats, some of the suggested squads, and as well as rewards now, thanks to one of my members on Discord for suggesting that. But until then, guys, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.